5 Golden Habits to Age with Grace and Gusto. Hello, dear friends. I'm a doctor who's been at this game for over 30 years, long enough to have gray hair, a few extra laugh lines, and a treasure trove of stories from the folks I've met along the way. In my time, I've seen people step into their 70s and 80s with 2 very different strides. Some burst with energy, their eyes twinkling with mischief, chasing grandkids or tending gardens like they're still 40. Others, though, seem to dim, worn down by tiredness, aches, or a quiet surrender to the years. What's the difference? I've asked myself that question 1,000 times, and after decades of listening to heartbeats and flipping through research, I've come to a simple truth: it's not just luck or good genes. It's about choices, small, everyday habits that stack up like bricks to build a sturdy, joyful life. Today, I want to share with you 5 golden habits that can turn your later years into some of your best. These aren't pie-in-the-sky ideas, they're grounded in science, like studies from Harvard that say they can tack on a decade or more to your life while keeping heart disease and diabetes at bay. Better yet, they're practical, doable steps you can start right now. I'll weave in some tales from my patients, sprinkle in a few surprises, and leave you with a 5th habit so powerful it might just change how you see what's ahead. Stick with me to the end, because these aren't just tips, they're lifelines to a stronger, happier you. Let's dive in. Your vibrant years are calling. 1. Walk your way to vitality. Let's start with something so simple you might overlook it: walking. If you're already a regular walker, let me tip my hat to you. You're doing something extraordinary, giving your body, mind, and soul a gift with every step. But if walking isn't yet part of your day, don't worry, there's no judgment here, just an open door to something new. I think of walking as a quiet celebration of being alive. Each step says, I'm here, I'm moving, I'm still in the game. Picture Mr. Harold, a patient of mine at 79. Every morning, he loops around his block, waving at neighbors, his stride steady as a metronome. He told me once, "Doc, I walk to keep my ticker ticking, and to snag the first batch of donuts at the bakery." Then there's Mrs. Lila, same age, who used to stroll with her dog but let it slip. Now she shuffles, her breath short, and I see the spark fading. It's not just about legs, it's her heart, her lungs, her whole system whispering for motion. Science backs this up in spades. Harvard folks say regular walking can cut your heart disease risk by 40%. That's not a number to sneeze at. It boosts circulation, keeps your immune system humming, and even helps you stay trim. But it's more than that. Walking lifts your spirits. Those endorphins, the feel-good chemicals, kick in, chasing away the blues. Ever notice how a walk can lighten your load, even on a tough day? The wind on your face, the crunch of leaves, it's like the world slows down just for you. You don't need fancy gear or a marathon goal. Start small, 5 minutes around your yard, a lap to the mailbox. Invite a friend if you like, it's a 2-for-1 deal, exercise and a chat. I tell my patients, walking's the easiest medicine I can prescribe. No copay, just courage. So, lace up those shoes today. 1 step's all it takes. 2. Feed your body, feed your life. Next up, what you put on your plate. After 30 years of nagging folks about their diets, I mean gently advising, I can tell you this: food isn't just fuel, it's your ticket to feeling good. As we age, it's not optional anymore, it's a must. When I was a young doc, I'd scarf down burgers and fries between shifts, thinking, I'll fix it later. But later catches up, doesn't it? By your 70s, what you eat decides if you're zipping through life like a sports car or rattling along like an old jalopy. Take Mrs. Ellen, 76. She loves her kitchen, plates piled with greens, salmon, a handful of walnuts. She slips into her old jeans with a wink and says, "Doc, I eat to keep dancing." Then there's Mr. Ray, who lives on chips and soda. He's shrinking, weight and energy both, and I worry he's missing the nutrients that keep him strong. Healthy eating isn't about misery diets or endless kale, unless you like kale, I don't judge. It's about real food, stuff that doesn't come with a chemistry lab's worth of ingredients. Picture a juicy apple, crisp carrots, a bowl of quinoa, a drizzle of olive oil. These are your allies, guarding your heart, bones, and brain. Harvard says a good diet can slash Alzheimer's risk by 35%. That's keeping your grandkids' names sharp in your mind. Processed junk. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing, sugar that hooks you, salt that puffs you up, fats that clog you. Kick it out. Load up on fiber, broccoli, oats, an apple with the skin on, to keep your gut happy. And water, don't skimp. It's the elixir we forget, but it keeps you glowing. Start small, swap soda for tea, candy for berries. You're not just eating, you're building a life worth savoring. 3. Keep your mind in the game. Now, let's talk about your brain. We fuss over our bodies, but that noggin of yours needs love too. A sharp mind isn't a luxury, it's your independence, your joy, your you-ness. I'll never forget Mr. George, 78, a retired teacher. He used to light up telling me about his classroom days, books, debates, kids' laughter. But after he retired, he drifted. Forgot where he parked, stumbled over names. It broke my heart to see him fade. Then one day, he stumbled into a library group playing Scrabble. He was rusty, grumbled about it, but kept going. Months later, he was sharper, recalling stories, cracking jokes. That little game woke his brain up. Your mind craves a workout, just like your muscles. Reading's a gem, novels whisk you away, non-fiction stretches your thinking. Puzzles, Sudoku, crosswords, keep you quick. Or try something new, a few Spanish words, a recipe you've never cooked. Studies say folks who challenge their brains stay sharper longer. Chat with friends too, those talks flex your memory and spark ideas. I tell my patients, a busy mind's a young mind. Pick up a book or call a buddy today, keep that spark alive. 4. Build strength, build freedom. Here's one that surprises folks, strength training. If you're already lifting weights, or water bottles, give yourself a pat on the back. You're not just exercising, you're claiming your freedom. People think lifting's for gym buffs with biceps like melons. Wrong. It's for us, yes, us gray-haired folks too. As we age, muscles slip away, sarcopenia, they call it. Stairs get tough, bags get heavy. But you can fight back. Take Mrs. Betty, 82. She was fading, couldn't rise from her chair without a groan. A friend dragged her to a senior class with light dumbbells. She huffed, puffed, stuck with it. A month later, she's hauling her watering can, chasing her cat, grinning ear to ear. "Doc," she said, "I'm me again." Strength training keeps your bones solid, fewer fractures, more confidence. It steadies your balance, no more wobbles. And it's freedom, opening jars, climbing steps, living your way. You don't need a gym. Try squats by a chair, lift cans of soup, do wall push-ups. 5 minutes a day builds a stronger you. I say, age doesn't own you, you own it. Start today, feel the power grow. 5. Stay connected, it's your lifeline. Last, and maybe dearest to my heart, your people. Friends, family, neighbors, they're not just nice-to-haves, they're your lifeline. Loneliness is a thief, stealing joy, health, years. Studies hit hard, isolation's as bad as smoking for your body, upping risks of depression, heart trouble, you name it. But connection? It's medicine. Mrs. Clara, 80, lost her husband and shrank into her house. Days blurred, quiet and gray. Then a neighbor knocked, invited her to a card game. She hesitated, went anyway. Now she's in a book club, laughing, alive again. "Doc," she told me, "they pulled me back. University of California research says social folks live 50% longer, fact, not fluff. A call, a coffee, a wave across the fence, it keeps your brain sharp, your heart full." I've seen it, my old pal Joe hosts domino nights at 85, still the life of the party. Don't wait, reach out today. A chat's not just talk, it's life. Wrapping up, your golden years, your way. After 30 years patching folks up, I've learned this: aging's not a sentence, it's a canvas. Walking, eating well, staying sharp, building strength, keeping close ties, these habits paint your picture. They're not hard, just steady. I've seen patients turn 80 with a strut, not a shuffle, because they chose to act. You can too. What's one thing you'll try today? A walk? A carrot? A call? Tell me, I'd love to hear. You're not just aging, you're thriving. Here's to you, and all the golden days ahead.